And we're back here with men's soccer assistant coach Sean Killion. Now, you're a graduate assistant, so you've also been taking courses over at JMU. How has that been balancing, those two aspects?
It's definitely been tricky, but I think it's a skill that it will come in handy whenever I do get a full-time job. Just balancing the hours, the season, the traveling with the classwork and everything like that. It's been tricky, but I think it'll pay off in the long run.
Can you tell us a little bit about what your fall season looked like?
Yeah, so the fall season, it's always busy. We have about 18 games, training every day, just trying to always prepare and give our guys the best experience possible. Coming off of a season in 2018 when we went to the conference championship, we didn't quite live up to expectations, but because the ODAC is such a strong conference and there's so much parity, that threshold and that margin of error is just so small. And so, last year where we were winning these one-goal games, this season, unfortunately, we were finding ourselves on the wrong end of that and losing some close ones. So our guys are excited to get back to work coming up here next week with our practices.
One high point to the season, though, you guys have 5 wins over nationally ranked opponents over the last 4 years, but probably none like that victory over Roanoke this year, 4-1 against the 13th ranked team in the country. You really ran them off the field in that second half. You talk a little bit about that game and what went right that day.
Yeah, so I think it's, like I said, that margin of error is so small, but on that day, everything came together. The guys were buzzing around the field. The game plan worked well. There was a lot of fans because it was senior night. So everything just clicked that day for us, and it showed where our talent level and where our potential really was. But like I said, we just came just this much short in a lot of games, and so but that's what's good about playing in the ODAC. But yeah, that Roanoke game was special for sure and was the highlight of the year.
What does your spring off season look like?
Yep, so the guys have been lifting. They've been encouraged to do stuff on their own just so they come back in shape. So I know the guys like to go play futsal in the Funkhauser a good amount. They're trying to do some cardio and stuff outside of the lifting. So they're just, trying to be ready so that when practice comes next week that they hit the ground running and we're building instead of trying to catch back up to where we were in the fall.
How does giving and fundraising affect your ability to run a strong program? I know the team makes a trip every 3 years to Europe, which is a highlight, and I'm sure fundraising plays a big role in that.
Yeah, fundraising does play a little bit of a role in that, but actually we use our fundraising money to go into things that make our program seem as professional as possible, so that in recruiting and just for the guys' experience, it's as top level as they can get. So getting gear, buying the film analysis software that we use, the GPS trackers, stuff like that. We try to make it seem like our program is obviously as professional as possible, just so our guys feel that they're just getting top-notch experience, and that's what we're really in it for, is to give them the best experience that they can over their 4 years.
When you're recruiting student athletes to Bridgewater besides the team, what do you highlight about this college?
Yeah, so I think it's the holistic culture here, especially within the team. We try to preach family. I think the small campus feel, the good teacher to student ratios in the class, I think that's all awesome, and we try to preach that balance, and if we can and get them into a good culture where there is that family feel, they just will have a great experience. Like I said, that's our whole vision, is to create the best 4 years possible for the guys. And then on top of that, like I said, we have pretty good facilities. Ryan and I feel like we're a good staff, and that we give the guys good training, good life lessons, and mentoring. So like I said, it's that holistic approach, and that's what we preach whenever people come onto campus.
Well, Sean, thanks for joining us today. Good luck to the team in the spring season, and good luck wrapping up that coursework at JMU.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.